So yeah, now it goes live. So that's what it is. So Mandy, thank you very much for being part of the last symposium, and your thoughts really nice. All your good thoughts about people and the good in people and all that was really nice. And like I keep telling people, she's sitting in that beautiful island. Obviously, those good thoughts are going to come. I will show that island later, but thank you very much, Mandy.
I will put him up behind me
Yeah,
with the island the next time.
it is beautiful. So what do you do? We have to tell you, we have to talk about it.
Yes,
So
it is.
we
It
don't
is.
have an option there. So Mandy, for what you need to do is please tell us about yourself, and then we'll go into the island, and then I'll talk a little bit about what this symposium is about, and then we go into the topic, neutrality and mediation after that. So all about you first.
Um, I am a mother, which is um, the most important thing that brought me close to mediation, because it was a full-time opportunity for me to discover with love the differences between myself and the other members of the family. And I believe the family conflicts are either the smallest or the biggest picture of what conflicts are, because it is part of our internal conflicts that we have to deal with. And if we don't find the courage to be friendly with our weaknesses and what we don't like, there is a war going on. So this is what kept me away from the law, because I'm a lawyer also, and that helped me to have this neutral identity. And when I came back to law, I realized that it's not something that works for me very well. And I was doing mediation without knowing it, trying to stop people from the court because I didn't want to go to the court. And I thought, what am I doing? I'm not a good lawyer. You know, it was very difficult for me to realize what was happening. And then I had the course of mediation, and I realized that yes, that is something, and I am something in it. I can find a place for myself in it. So I live in Zakynthos, and I only try to work on mediation, which is a present in my life, and I believe it's a present, a gift for everybody's life to have this chance. Helps not only to solve problems, but to find our deeper self in it. So I work in it. I am happy helping people who want to walk this way, but mostly I believe it helps me to become myself, my better self.
Great, great. So this seems to be the time. Let's, of course, for a moment, put up the island. It just looks nice. Nice looks nice to me. So this is my taking a break from everything. So that's the island where Zakynthos and where Mandi is sitting. And is she looking out into the sea or not? We don't know, but yes, she's there. Okay, so that's the island. Now, what I need to do is give me 30 seconds to just put out a little bit of information about the sense where people can find information. I have to repeat it only because I just feel that there is so much to watch. All of you are giving out such good content. People should watch it. So basically, it's mediatorvikram.com. This is the one for the last symposium, philosophy and mediation. This one we'll put it out later. So social media links. I am totally available. I'm a most accessible person. WhatsApp message also you can send. I physically exist. Of course, putting together a world mediation circle, which
You are not an avatar.
not a
So
bot for
you
sure.
are.
So world mediation circle, we've spoken about it, but we will speak about this because it's an important part of what now the focus is here to create these. And of course, support, definitely, that's a good thing to do, even if you're not part of the world mediation circle, because that I've gone through the patron route. This one support part is through PayPal. And the shows and events, they've been now more than 450 videos that I put out there. So finding information, I think that's where the challenge lies for people. So here on the shows and events, at least there is something on the last few sessions. This one will also come up here in terms of the playlist. The playlist is actually available on the YouTube channel. So I mean, that should not be an issue. But the schedule here for the last symposium has the YouTube links. Same thing with various other events, what all has happened, all the YouTube playlists are there. So that's I don't want to go through all. There's so much information there which people can watch. These are the different series. Mandy, have you even seen the other various series that are there? There's Evolution of a Mediator. That's where the idea being that a mediator is not made in 40-hour factories, goes through so much to be the mediator they are. So this is a journey through the life of, like, started with Ken Cloke, and Bernie May was there yesterday. We've gone through some episodes with him. We still have to continue that journey, which we're doing in January. So that's Evolution of a Mediator. In Conversation with the Beautiful Mind is just chats with those with the mediator mindset. We have some lectures, there's talking books, mediator experiences, mediator reflects, mediation vision. So there's a lot. All this happened last year. So we had this symposium with 97 speakers for 45 countries. We had 27 chats, 22 episodes of this, 16 experiences in this, 13 lectures, 2 books, 2 vision, 1 reflection, and more, but no partridge in a pear tree. And then we have, that's it. That's it. Yes, Mandy. So now it's about you, neutrality and mediation. Please.
I didn't have the time to make a PowerPoint, but maybe it's better because I want to create some images, but I'm not good at that. So I will leave the fantasy and the imagination of people, while I will try in English, which is not my language, um, to give ideas and pictures and images. I will bring first of all the image of the sea, because you saw my island. The beauty of my island is this beautiful blue around it, which is the common place, as I feel it, the common place, and yeah, the common place which reaches all the places in Earth. And if we imagine that people are this million of places around the Earth, almost all of them have the sea to connect, and the sky also. So the common space is much more than the things that separate us, which is the land. So I believe that if we had that sense that we are connected and there is a common neutral space between us, maybe we would feel more connected, which is the big truth, because the conflicts and the problems are like pain. Even if our whole body is healthy, if we have pain in our finger, we will think only of that, and we forget all the other body or the other beauty or the other power we have, but we only think and we pay all our attention and we focus on the pain. That's what happens with a conflict, I think. Now I will take this, I will bring this picture, this image to imagine the elephant. The elephant that is on a mouse. And I want all of us to bring this picture. I believe it is the common image that we all see is that the bad, big, powerful elephant has forces the small rat. But is this clear? Is there anybody who can say that this is the absolute truth? I believe it depends on the frame. If it's the small frame that shows this image, or maybe a bigger frame that there are other rats also on the body and the other legs of the elephant, or maybe it is a baby elephant and there is a huge and toxic rat that bites him, or if there is a mother who's trying to save her baby elephant, or a human holding a gun, or it depends on the size, on the toxic, and also maybe somebody's an emotional elephant. And though he has a small size, he can force somebody or being forced. It depends who is the toxic and who is the emotionally powerful. So I bring this image to say that it is not there is nothing obvious. There is nothing absolutely true. Socrates, as we said at the Philosophy and Mediation Symposium, Socrates was saying that one thing I know, that I know nothing. And I believe this is what neutrality, what brings us to neutrality, to realize that our own feelings and stereotypes and ideals and opinions, and even our eyes or our ears are not something adjective, so that we know what is right or wrong. Also, I would bring to our imagination an elephant and say, let's imagine that it is an elephant, a huge elephant indeed, and he wants to walk, but the ground is full of ants. Does the elephant have the right to walk? Because if the ground is full of ants, it is for sure he was going to kill thousands of ants. The nature has many sizes, and it's not the bad and the good guy only that we have to look with moral ideas. There are also other things, and if we consider that 98% of our actions are coming from unconscious, it's not always a matter of choice what we do and why. Because unconscious is working through the mind to help us survive. And what is to survive is very different from one person to the other. For a person might be to have a glass of water and a piece of bread, and for somebody else is to have an airplane. I don't know. I mean, if the unconscious is speaking and saying that it is a matter of survival, or there are some kinds of fears or beliefs that make them believe they are doing the right thing, I don't believe that the mediator should take part on that. Because there is no objective truth. That's what I mean. So everybody has rights, and everybody has the right to exist and to survive. And humanity is all kinds of animals. We are all human beings, and we are all the kind of animals in many kinds of human beings. So we have to accept the differences and not trying to judge, because we are not judges. Noah didn't choose the good and the bad guys to save them. He put all the kinds and saved all the kinds of life. He didn't say elephants stay out because they're ants in the boat. So we have to live together in peace, and we have to find a way to exist together. This is neutrality to me. Humanity also has all kinds of genders, all kinds of ages, not only all kinds of animals, but all kinds of genders, ages, powers, intelligence, abilities. And we as human beings have this kind of thinking, which is a comparison perception. So if a mediator is a man, is it possible to choose and believe that he can understand fully a woman who is a participant in a conflict? Is it possible? Does he know what are the feelings of a woman when she's 55 in menopause and she's feeling betrayed that she's leaving her at that stage of her age in this difficulty? I don't know if it's possible to do that. And I don't know if it's possible to make even the questions to understand and feel her the position she's in. Or there are people that they're very shy and they don't communicate their feelings and their truth very well. So there are many difficulties for a mediator to not be neutral, in my opinion, and it's a trap, a very dangerous trap. If we realize that as human beings, we are all, even the best of us, full of difficulties and weaknesses and stereotypes and prejudices and all these things that makes us unique. It's a matter of respect, not to believe what is the best resolution. Not to take part, because this is something else. Not to believe which is the best result. We don't know what is the best result and what is the best resolution and what will be the results of each resolution for these people, for this specific people. I would not like to talk about patriarchy, which is a difficult thing, and we are all in it, and we serve it. Even we are victims, or we are victims of patriarchy. So this is also a frame in which we live. So there are many pictures, many frames, many images, many points of view, many shapes of view. It can be a circle, it can be anything. If there's a dark side and there is a light side, like the moon. There are so many aspects, so many truths, and they are all truth. That was what I was feeling when people were coming and talking to me as a lawyer about their problems, and they were there telling me their truth, and I was saying, he's absolutely right. But it happened because we're a small place, and I knew the other party, and I was saying, give me a chance to talk to him about your point of view, because you are right, I may be able to convince him. And he was coming and telling his truth, and I was saying, his truth, he's right also. What is going on here? I'm crazy, I don't have opinion, I am nothing. And yes, I am nothing. I am nothing. that was crazy at that time, but now I know I am nothing between the others, people's life and people's problems and people's families and all this background they have. Suppose we are part of justice, and justice is the sign of justice is Libra. And suppose we put an elephant in one side of the Libra and an ant in the other side of the Libra. What we're supposed to do? Even if we sit with all ourselves with the ant in the one side, the elephant will be heavier again. And if Libra doesn't have this column, would it work as a Libra? And could we change the sides and have a Libra doing like that? Because harmony and balance is a very beautiful principle in all the universe, and I believe it's something that we serve. So to help the balance is not to go to the one side or the other, but maybe we take off the Libra, the ant and the elephant, and put their problems on it, their conflict on it, not themselves, the parties. And we are not a shop that sells products to put them on. We just put the conflict on it. And we put the fears and the difficulties on the Libra, and we help people to feel their conflict and their problem less heavy, to make them feel that through trust, and not only trust to us, but first of all, to trust themselves, that they can manage the situation. And that's why they are in mediation, because they can manage the problem by themselves. They don't need the father, the mother, the judge. They are grown up and they can manage their own problems. We can help them think and find what's good for them, and they decide. We are not part of what they decide, because neutrality is not, it has to do with the result. And the result is not, we don't have to do nothing with the result and with the resolution. So if we help them trust themselves, they feel powerful. And the ant, if it trusts itself and realizes which are the abilities it has, can be as much heavy as an elephant, or heavier than an elephant that doesn't have the awareness of his power. So to help them trust themselves, I believe, and not only us, is the way to help them believe they can make their own decisions and choices. And that we can find the harmony and the balance through trust. I know that it is there are judges that they are very capable to find a solution. And of course, as a lawyer, I'm not saying that this is not a way to solve problems, but when people decide to come to mediation, even if they are elephants or they are ants, they have found the courage to make their own decisions. So we don't have to patronize this courage they found, because this is not fair. Otherwise, they would have gone to the judge. Also, I would like to say that this is a point where we have to realize that neutrality is, I believe, the main difference between mediation and arbitration also. Otherwise, they would go to arbitration. I believe that neutrality is what makes a mediator something different. And it has to do mostly with the result. We don't have to patronize the participants towards a result we find that is fair. Mediation gives the participants the power to make the choice, and the resolution and the consequences will be theirs also. And this is freedom and democracy, what is about. It has problems, okay, but we are not rescuers of anybody. And I would also say, let's imagine a bad mediator. If he believed a bad mediator with many prejudices and ideas about morality which are not very moral. Should he have the freedom to feel that he has the power in a way to not be neutral? I believe not, and that's why I believe that it is for us also, for our mistakes, some kind of guarantee that we won't harm or play a role on others' lives. It's also a matter of quality, because how can we say, which is a very important principle in mediation, how can we say that we will find some kind of equality between an elephant and an ant? How? If not with neutrality. We give equal time, equal rights, we have equal rules. This is neutrality. And this is humiliation for us, but in a nice way. To know that we know nothing and we have no power on others' lives. They are in mediation because they want to have the power to decide and to make their choices. And it would be a kind of betrayal not to be neutral. They trust us because they believe we are neutral. Otherwise, why an elephant would come to mediate with an ant? If he believes that we will put the finger and try to convince them they are wrong. Because if an elephant has self-awareness, he knows how people, how the smaller animals of the jungle see them. So they wouldn't come. We want them to come. And we want them to trust the mediation, and we want ants to trust themselves and become powerful through the freedom of choice. I believe neutrality is a gift for us to protect us from mistakes and from ourselves, first of all, and for people to find the power they deserve on their own lives. This is equality. And same questions we have in democracy also. Let's realize all the kinds of people that vote. And if we had the power, wouldn't we say that Gandhi's vote is much more important than a criminal? Or Nelson Mandela's vote is more important, is more valuable, is more fair than criminals. But we have democracy and we have all equal votes. And that's how it should be. But what should change is people to become powerful with their abilities. And as Einstein said, it is very unfair to ask to a fish and a monkey to climb a tree. This is unfair, yes. The world should be more fair, but we can't ask the elephant not to walk because there are ants on the ground and he will kill them. It's not fair. And what I wanted to say about neutrality is something Greek also. In Greece, neutral is the third gender. We have genders. We have male, female, and neutral. It is the male cat, o gatos, the female cat, η γάτα, and the neutral, which is το γατί, like the baby. But also, even if we use these three genders, we say, maybe you can hear somebody saying, I have 3 kids and 1 girl. Though he's using the neutral, which is the kid in Greek, he will say, I have 3 kids, 3 neutral, but he means 3 masculine, and 1 daughter. So even if we use the same words, we have other meanings in them. Even if it's very clear in my language, it's not like English that they don't have genders. Even if we have genders, we also use the words and the neutral in a personal way. We also say man or anthropos, you know, anthropology, the man. The man, which is the man, is also the humans. And in Greek, that we have a name for man, the human, it is masculine. It is o anthropos. But we use the female gender for beautiful ideas. Idea itself, it's feminine, it's female. It's idea, the idea. Female, idea. Ειρήνη, the peace. Αλήθεια, the truth. Ελευθερία, the freedom. I mean, I don't know which is the reason, but we have chosen to give gender to ideas. And it's even if it's neutral, the idea should and is neutral. But it is a personal way that we use words, and I hope we will have the chance in language and mediation that we're going to talk about that, the way we use words. And this is very interesting because even in mediation, the language that we use is very important, and the words we use to express ourselves. It is a personal reason that we use the words. It is an ethnic and a cultural reason we use the words and the genders. And it is for all humanity also, we have like the man for all the humanity. This thing I said about Socrates, he said, one thing I know nothing. Nothing is the neutral. Then zero, nothing. So it is the beginning of everything. And if we want to be a white page for the participants to write on, we must be zero, nothing. It must be, the paper must be white, completely white. This is neutrality to me. And we also have a personality, which is very important, and I will come to another thing now. It is the war and the peace, because neutrality is also is used in this area also. There is a huge, in my opinion, Greek personality. His name is Kapodistrian. He was next to the Russian Tsar, and he was sent by him to Switzerland, and he made the Swiss contribution and the neutrality Switzerland has. It's his idea, the neutrality. So I feel a little proud for Kapodistrian, except of Socrates, because they are Greek. And yes, I don't know, also neutrality, I don't know where we can put neutrality between opposite things. I mean, we have war and peace. If these two are opposites, where is neutrality? Is it between? Is it in peace? I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if we could have peace if there was not war, or good if there was not bad. So I'm not easy to judge, not even bad things, common bad things. And as a closure, I come back to the sea. And I want to say that Earth is mostly sea, is mostly blue. If we see Earth from the moon, it's the blue planet. I hope that we can help you, and we will have a sea of peace through this beautiful job you're doing, Vikram, and I'm very, very happy have become part of it. We can't, I don't know if we should and we can't be only sea, but if peace is the sea and we have the sea of love, it will be, that's why the planet Earth is beautiful, because the blue planet. So if we can help the blue and the sea is to be the peace on Earth, that will be very, very beautiful.
That's lovely, Mandy. Just like I said, all those beautiful thoughts that you're getting now, is it because of the island? Then we have to send everyone there for some time. Everyone has to spend time there.
Yeah, it's become because of the sea, I believe.
Good. So that's interesting what you said about who is the elephant, or what, or that aspect of it, that we sometimes look at the elephant and think that is the one who's got the power in that, or the control or other things, and you find out maybe it's the other way around. All those things are interesting about. The other thing is the truth definitely comes up. The trust part of it definitely comes up. The truth part of it, I don't know, maybe we'll discuss that maybe. But trust always comes up in these discussions. I've seen all these discussions which have happened on neutrality. Trust definitely comes in there. So that seems to be playing a very important role in all the discussions. But do you want to talk a little bit more about the trust part of it?
Maybe because trust is the opposite, if we can say, is the opposite of fear. And the fear is behind all the conflicts. So when we trust, we don't have fear, we have faith. And that's why I believe that it is very important in mediation and to find peace inside and trust ourselves. That comes, it's not I trust the mediator, it's not enough. It's again that somebody else is doing something for me, but the consequences are mine, and it's my life. So I have to trust myself. I can manage my problems, and I can manage my resolution and my results. And it's not we blame the bad judge. It's not to blame somebody else for my problems or for my life. This is empowerment of people.
Yeah. The other thing that you was speaking about, the Libra, about the scales. Yes.
Yeah, I had my Libra here, and I wanted to make an experiment, if you want. I can make an experiment putting weight on the Libras, on the Libra, and I can also take off the I don't know what the name of this thing is, the base. No, this is the base, the column. Suppose this is an elephant, which is the bigger, though the elephant is not the bigger, this is the mammoth. This is the mammoth, and we need, something else, you know, always the experiments show something. We can put a mammoth, but we need to put many elephants in the other side. So sometimes the power is not in one. This is something that we also have to see. The power.
But what about, what if you use your finger and then you bring them down to the same level? Should you be doing that?
Yes,
Now,
but yes, that's very important that you say, because if I put my finger as a non-neutral mediator to find the balance, should I be in their lives forever to keep the balance? The mediation will end and I will take my finger and go. What is that? So this is why we shouldn't put our finger, because they will be alone after mediation and there will be unbalance again. So that's not fair, and that's not true. There is no resolution, because a resolution is to work after mediation, to the solution to work after the mediation.
You want to take your call? There's something coming on your phone.
No, I won't take it.
Okay. So basically that aspect of it, of course, I mean, this is a debate. We'll keep happening on that part. What is the role of the mediator? How much, when, and when not? So I think that will definitely go on. But what other things that you were talking about the man when not understanding the woman, and that part, that also requires a discussion. I mean, I think we still, yeah.
Yes, we can have a mediation and genders.
Yeah, I think that needs a discussion.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, because you know, after feminism, women are trying to be equal through being the same. But we can't be the same, and we can be equal, though we are not the same. And the trap for women is to gain some kind of freedom and equality. They are trying to be everything, to be a man, to be a woman, to be a mother, to be a lover, to be I don't know, to prove that she works equality. It's not fair, and it's not balanced, because there is a war between genders, I believe. There should be a peace between genders, that they are equal, and they should find a balance and help each other with the abilities each gender has. And that's why we have this so big conversation about the third gender. I don't mean gays, I mean this neutral gender. We are very confused, I believe, with all this, and it's very important to
well, I think the gender discussion also has to happen from within, because within you or me, both the elements are there. Because it's, when we say the man and the woman part of it, the masculine and the feminine part of it, first of all, the balance within each individual of both the things, because they exist in both. I mean, it's not that they don't exist, those elements, they definitely exist, but to create the balance within, and then the balance around you, where, I mean, because gender, one, as we know gender, and the one is maybe the traits and the other elements that each gender brings in. I think those, we need a larger discussion on that. And then, of course,
yes, and also there are both qualities, the female and the male qualities in each person also.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here we have this God, which is sometimes represented as half man, half woman kind
Yeah.
of thing. So,
And we also have a child in us, which
yeah.
is neutral. It is the same thing. And this is the period of life, the neutral period of life, is that we create our personality. It is very, very important to realize that when we created all human beings, our personality from 0 to 5, 7, not more. The gender is not something strong in us. So we are all of us, we are and still are, we were and we still are children. We have the children in us. And we carry it. And that's the child that talks when we have fears. It's not the adult, it's the
I think
child.
that's another topic that we are going to discuss. We'll set that up. The inner child and mediation.
Mm.
We'll have a discussion. That'll be interesting. Because, but now, but Mandy, let's just go to that definition. Let's just go to that definition again, and then just I have to, I mean, put something out there. We have to either create a definition as we look at it. What is neutrality? You look at this as that's okay, or is there? I mean, are you, because you were talking about neutrality, and do you agree with this aspect, and whether in looking at this definition, what is your view on it in relation to mediation?
I think number one is not very exact. This is to participate, to be, to. This is. I'm sorry to find the word. The second one, the absence of decided views, is more close to neutrality, because I think that it is. Neutrality has to do with the decision.
Okay, so basically,
The
absence of decided
equality,
views.
the equality in the procedure and the neutrality in the decision of the participants.
No, well, this is again, of course, what we were discussing in the last session also, the aspect of the way mediation itself is looked at. So I think basically this whole discussion should first start with, Mandy, what is your understanding of mediation? And then we should be looking at neutrality, so that what your understanding of mediation is will have a connection to how you look at neutrality. I think that maybe that's where I need to start. First, Mandy, what is mediation? And how do you look at mediation? How do you look at the process? I think maybe that is the starting point.
Yeah, I think in the previous symposium about philosophy, we talked too much about that. And I think that this ancient Greek quote I was talking about then is what mediation is for me. It is that metron ariston, which is the best is the balance, and the measure, and miden agan, which is nothing in excess. This is the common space, which is the mediator and the person who helps people to translate their thoughts and their beliefs and their feelings in interest and purpose, and to transfer that in a neutral way to the other party, to help them find balance between them and peace.
Because the definition, I'm asking you because when I look at the definition and when it says absence of expression, because we have to read it that way, no? Because the absence of decided views, that's one part you've covered, but the absence of expression.
Mhm.
I mean, how do you look at this absence of expression?
personal expression.
Whatever. However, I mean, how do you?
I believe that this absence of expression means personal expression, because we have to express the
yeah.
position of one participant to the other. So this is a
expression in
neutral
everywhere.
expression.
Yeah, expression of various things. It could be expression in words. It could be expression in gestures. It could be expression in just silence. Who knows what? We don't know. I mean,
But
that expression.
yes, of course. But the language of the body is also, I believe, over 90%, I think. So it's not something that we can decide sometimes. Expression is to, in Greek, is to make express is to take off with words or the body or the energy, to take up from inside out to outside world, from inside, even it's the mind, the heart, to take it out of the body, and for the other party to be able to see what you think and what you feel. So the expression may be true or may be fake. So maybe you think of something else and you feel something else and you say something else. And the other party, even if you say something or express something, it is possible that it takes something completely else. So to express is it has to do what you want to express and what the other party is willing to receive.
Because I know, and tell you why I've been trying to discuss this and I've been putting it across is because there is a certain concept of mediation where there might be an absence of expression and the mediator's role is very limited, and that's the way they look at mediation. So has the word neutrality got connected to mediation in relation to this aspect of the process because that was the way it was practiced by some people? So I mean, look, we have to open up the whole concept of what mediation itself is and how people can and should look at it. I mean, why should we be limited to it because someone somewhere thought that was mediation? So that's why first I think we have to just open up the concept of mediation and then.
Yes, but you know something, when we express, I mean, when we refrain the expression of a participant, which is part of our job to refrain, is this our expression to refrain? Or is this the expression of the position of the party, which through our words is a peaceful way or an adjective way to communicate the opinion or the position of the other party? We don't express ourselves. We express the other party. That's what I say. It's not our personal expression. We are the mouth, the words of the other party, but we don't put words on his mouth or feelings and thoughts.
But I think this part, the state of not supporting or helping either side also definitely needs a discussion. Definitely. That because again, I said that this is something which has been connected to mediation, maybe because someone practiced it like that, and whether that's the way it should be. Are we limiting the concept of mediation because of that? And is it this also based? I mean, I don't really like to say that this is a cultural thing in every part of the world. They will be within themselves, people, that subculture or whatever. So let's not look at it culture wise. Some people might want you to do it in a certain way. Some people might not. But to limit it to start with, I think that we need, that is an issue. So do you have any thoughts on this? The state of not supporting or helping either side?
I believe that it has to do with not participating or taking the side of one part, which is the other, which is the word they use all the time. That's what I'm looking in my dictionary. Neutrality comes together all the time with this. I can find the word here. Discrimination. With discrimination. This is a kind of discrimination to take one side. I believe it's not neutrality.
I mean, are you going to, like they say, the word, basically the language being not supporting or helping either side?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
So you're okay with that, not helping either side?
Yeah,
okay,
but I don't think this is neutrality.
But how do you say neutrality in Greek?
Ουδετερότητα, which is the gender ουδέτερο. It is male, female, and ουδέτερο, which is the neutral. Ουδέτερο and neutrality, ουδετερότητα. And nothing, zero, ουδέν.
So that's I think the point. That nothingness in relation to the mediator and the process, how that has to happen, and that's
the process and the result.
So nothingness in the whole thing.
Mm.
Okay, that's what we're debating. That's why I mean not debating. We're just discussing that. So, Mandy, your concluding remarks.
I hope, which is not always logical. Hope is not based on logic, but I hope, because this is something that comes from my insight, and I believe, I have faith that because people, as Aristotle was saying, all people want to be happy, and peace is happiness, and mediation brings us closer to peace and happiness. I hope to be able to see the peace of love becoming ocean, and all the oceans together. And I hope we will have the chance to swim in the sea of mediation in Zakynthos also.
Yes, that's how it's going to happen. Zakynthos, and grow, and it grows, and it grows. That's the whole, the way the ripple effect will happen.
The sea of mediation.
Yes, the waves will have to go out. So it's a good place to start with, definitely, and with you, with that wonderful thoughts that you have. So thank you, Mandy, with those wonderful thoughts that you have, and of course, how we take it forward. Let's do that. So thank you.